Hey guys, Gerry here. So I'm in downtown Columbus. Many of you might be aware of a lot of the urban street art that exists here in Columbus. There are actually a few miniature gems that I actually want to show you. So let's head into town near the Capitol Square and I will show you some of these gems. They're actually little murals, miniature murals, around Broad Street. So let's take a look. Come on. All right, guys. So we are walking up Broad Street right now, heading to High Street. And I'm sure this area will look familiar to some of you. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around. So there on the corner is Tim Hortons, along with the famous news ticker. And looking down Broad Street, heading east. And then here is the Statehouse, which is behind all these trees. And then this is High Street looking south. And then High Street blocked off here, looking north. All right, guys, so we are coming up on the very first gem, and I'm going to show you it right now. So, what are we looking at? So, this is called a Plein-Air mural, and it is painted on the side of, I believe it is Key Bank. As you can see here, Key Bank building. And right on the side here is a little mural. And to kind of get some perspective, I'm gonna just put my hand here. And you can see that it's pretty small. I'm gonna guess maybe 20 by 10 inches. It's not very large. So this little street art painting is from Marianne Miller. Marianne Miller was painting an urban landscape, which is right here. So what are we looking at? We're actually looking at the Trinity Episcopal Church. Behind it is the PNC Bank, and next to it is the Dispatch, the Columbus Dispatch, the Ohio newspaper. And this is the corner of Broad and 3rd. So take a look at that image, and you can see it in Marianne's mural. And it's beautiful. And again, they call this Plein-Air, P-L-E-I-N, air painting. And it's gorgeous. and I believe it was painted in 2012. I'm not positive, but I think that they did a Columbus street art tour, and it was that year, 2012, that they actually showed some of these plein air paintings. So now we're gonna head to the next one, which is right down 3rd Street. Here's our next one. Sadly, it's blocked by trash bins, but I'm gonna move them so that way we can get to it. All right, hold on. So here's our next plein air painting. And this painting is by Granger. And as you can see, her urban landscape was just right across the street of 3rd, and she painted Latitude 41 restaurant, their entrance, which is a part of the Columbus Renaissance Hotel. Beautiful. Not too far from me, which is actually right behind me. We're gonna head over there. So this plein air painting is by Tom Cole. Now sadly, this looks awfully weather beaten, but you can actually see that his urban landscape was right down the street on 3rd, which again is the Trinity Episcopal Church, the Columbus Dispatch behind it, and then it just looks further down on 3rd Street. But I love how Tom Cole removed all of the traffic lamps, which really impedes and blocks on the view. But it's gorgeous. Another thing to notice is that next to some of these plein air paintings is an information plaque. And the information plaque provides the artist's name, the type of painting it is, an urban plein air painting, and it also provides a QR code. And if you take your phone and just turn on your camera and put it up on that QR code, you'll actually get a link to the website. Just click it, and as you can see, it opens up the website, Columbus Public Art 2012. And that's why I kind of assumed that these paintings were done in 2012. But when you get a chance, I would definitely check it out. Okay, so now we are on Lynn Road. Now Lynn Road kind of looks like an alley that is behind Rhodes Tower. Again, you can see the tower. And behind it is another plein air painting. Here we are. Now this plein air painting is also by Marianne Miller. And again, it's just for perspective, the size, it's not very large. Again, probably, this one is probably more 30 by 20 inches. But Marianne Miller's urban landscape is actually directly behind us. Let me zoom in just a little bit so that it looks a little bit more like the painting. This happens to be the backside of Subway. Subway actually faces on Gay Street, and then this backside is on Lynn. So as you can see again, actually, I didn't notice it before, but Marianne actually painted Subway in the painting. And I'm just assuming that the surrounding buildings are apartments with businesses down below. So sadly, due to some construction, Bill Westerman's painting is behind a fence. So I can't get to him, which is sad. Or can I? Ta-da! I made it through. Through that little crevice. But let me hurry up before I get in trouble. Okay, so this is Bill Westerman. Bill Westerman's plein-air painting. His urban landscape is just right to the left. And sadly, the whatever business that was closed. And I have no doubt that it closed due to the pandemic, or maybe it's always been closed, who knows. But as you can see, we're not very far from Marianne's painting because there's Subway in the distance. So yeah, this is Bill's urban landscape for his plein-air painting, which again is beautiful. I love these little paintings. Again, here's my hand, kind of get a perspective, but this one being vertical looks like it's more, gosh, it looks like a 2 feet by 1 feet wide. And again, an information plaque. Not all of them have it. Some of them do, and I would highly recommend using the QR code to get more information. This is Ringside Cafe. And the entrance is over here on the corner. So, here is our next plein-air painting. This one's beautiful. So this one is by Andy Kissambi. Now, I'm afraid I'm pronouncing his name incorrectly, but Andy Kissambi. And his urban landscape is actually right around the corner on Pearl Street, and sadly, because of the Rhodes Tower modernization, there's a lot of construction going on and everything is blocked. But I'm going to raise my selfie stick here and hopefully we can get Andy's view of the State House. So I'm not sure if it's actually being seen. Maybe there's a partial view. But yeah, that was Andy's urban landscape. And let me show you his plein air painting. Absolutely beautiful. And again, it's looking down Pearl Street towards the Ohio Statehouse. And I like how he painted a frame around his. But again, the painting is only like, if I have to guess, probably this one's 25 by 20 inches. Not very big at all, not a very big mural, but it is gorgeous. All right. Okay, so again, this is Ringside Cafe. So I believe Ringside Cafe has been a part of Columbus since 1897. Oh, yeah, and they're still here. Okay, so let's head down Pearl Street. And this is our next plein air painting. And this just happens to be on the back side of Ringside Cafe. And this one is by Garrity. And I hope I pronounced it right. Garrity's urban plein air painting is actually a view of Lynn Street looking down towards High Street. Now, personally, it doesn't look a whole lot the same anymore. There's definitely a lot of changes since 2012. But it's still a beautiful shot of back when. Alright guys, so for this video, this is our final plein air painting. And this one is by Janet Painter. I like that. She's a painter and her last name is Painter. But this is Janet's plein air painting, and her urban landscape is actually looking down High Street. And as you could see, as she was looking down High Street, she captured the Columbus street clock. And there are several of these street clocks around Columbus, and they were installed in 1915. And there's actually some history behind it. I would definitely look it up. Alright guys, so we pretty much made a circle. We headed down Broad and then went down 3rd, then came through Lynn. We're on High Street and we're heading back to Broad right now. So we pretty much just stayed on this small block. So it's very easy to be able to see these plein air paintings just by taking a stroll. You don't have to drive very far at all.
There's so much to see in downtown Columbus that it's easy to overlook and miss the little gems that are in plain sight. Just for your information, there's actually 17 urban plein air paintings around town. I showed you 8 of them. I do plan to vlog the remaining 9, so please subscribe if you're interested in being alerted when that video is released. Before I run off, here's some useful information. Visit columbusmakesart.com. Select their public art, and in the search field, type plein air. The results should provide images of the 17 plein air paintings. Another helpful resource is the Greater Columbus Arts Council at www.gcac.org. Hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly had fun putting it together. Bye, friends.
Okay, so I have a little bit of some pop culture trivia for you. Some people have commented about the shirts that I wear on some of my vlogs. Can you see mine for today? You'll get a silver star if you could tell me what show it is, and you get a gold star if you could tell me the characters' names. These are my pal gals. Woohoo!